and that it was a pleasant rendezvous.
Yeah. Did you walk or take a bus? All right.
Congratulations. I hope the film spoke to you in that deeply personal place that only the Pellegrinos really know about. Great. Well, it all started for me in 2003, the summer between seasons of The West Wing. My grandson Taylor, who was 19 at the time, Emilio's oldest child, was my assistant. And one of my oldest, dearest friends, Matt Clark, and I and Taylor were trying to do the Camino in Spain in like 2 weeks. And of course it was impossible, but I only had that much time because I had to get back to start the new season on The West Wing. And so my sister suggested we rent a car and drive the Camino for future reference, which is exactly what we did. And we drove up from Madrid to Burgos, which is the town where the little boy stole my bag. And we stayed overnight in a place called El Molino, which means the mill. And we attended a supper, a pilgrim supper, and a very beautiful young girl came in that night to help serve. She was the youngest daughter of the people that owned the joint. Her name was Julia. She looked at Taylor. Taylor looked at her. They're still looking at each other. They're married, and they live in Burgos. So I came home, minus the grandson, and I had some explaining to do to his padre. Su hijo es España permanente. So I'll let him take it from there.
Well, so how did you suddenly wind up with this project of directing your father in this story?
Well, what happened after that was when I realized my son was serious and that he was not coming home anytime soon, I had to figure out a way to spend some time with him. So I started to go over to Spain and started checking out the Camino and checking out where he lived, and my father started giving me a nudge to say, hey, how about you write a movie that takes place on the Camino, and how about you write something for me to play the lead? I said, okay, I'll think about that. And, I don't know if you know this, my folks, they live very close to me, literally about 200 yards down the street. If you're a good golfer, it's about a one wood. And,
no, that's if you're a bad golfer.
What do I know about golf? Anyway. But living close to them has its advantages and disadvantages. When I agreed that this was something that I was going to take on and write for him, he was filled with wonderful ideas, some of them, and some not so. And but living down the street meant that I got an idea. Okay. He says, how about this idea where the backpack falls into the water, and heroically I jump in after it, and I get swept up in the rapids, and I'm swept up after it, and I get rolled around this way, I get rolled around that way, and I grab the bag, and I'm gasping for breath, and I bring it to shore, and it'll be wonderful. I'm looking at him. This is a low budget picture, you know. He says, yes, I know that. He says, but we'll do this. We'll just tie a rope around my waist and we'll just set me up. Okay, let me think about that and try to weave that organically into the story, and we'll see. The next day.
I know you're in there.
This other idea. Okay, picture. He says, when we get to Burgos, a gypsy boy will steal the bag, and it'll run off into the street, and I'll run this way, and the gypsy boy will run that way, and I'll run that way, and we'll run down an alley, and it'll be wonderful, and the gypsy boy will